Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beer video on Hades Beer Corner. Now, it's been a while since the last video, and I thought I'd go with a special returner. It's Chimay beer, as you can read, and it's a green label 150-year anniversary beer. Uh, in the past, I've introduced you to the blue label Chimay, which is a strong 9% ABV, dark brown ale, very good, very malty, really good beer all around. That has 9% ABV alcohol by volume, and this one has 10% ABV alcohol by volume. Now, next, a bit about the Chimay beers in general and the monastery. So, the Chimay brewery, or Brasserie de Chimay, whatever that is in Flemish, I'm not entirely sure. It's probably something along the lines of Brewerij Chimay or something like that, or Chimay Brewerij. It's a brewery in Scourmont Abbey, which is a Trappist monastery in Chimay, in Belgium, and it's one of the 13 breweries worldwide that produce Trappist beer. And what makes Trappist beer, where it comes from, is it's made by Trappist monks, and the breweries that are entitled to call their beers Trappist beers, the 12 in the world, are uh, places where they still uh, operate under the supervision of the monks. They make four ales. Chimay Rouge, or the red label. They come in small bottles, and then the Grand Cru with a cork, 3/4 of a liter. There's bigger bottles. Chimay Bleu, or the blue label. The red Chimay Rouge is, I think, 6.5, something between 6 and 7% ABV. Chimay Bleu, or the blue label that I've had earlier, I'll link it in the description box, is 9%. Chimay Blanche, that's white label, that's not really available. That's not available in Finland, at least in the state liquor store, and I'm not familiar with that beer. And then there's Chimay 150, Chimay 150, which came as a limited edition uh, when on the 150th anniversary of the brewery, um, in 2012, but it has since been made a permanent part of their catalog. And then there's one Patersbier, which is for the monks. Um, so Patersbier beer, or father's beer, if you translate it literally from Dutch. And they also make four varieties of cheese. Now, I've talked about ale. So, what is ale? Ale is a type of beer that originates in medieval England, and is brewed using warm fermentation method, as opposed to cold fermentation method, which is used, for example, to brew lagers and pilsners. And it's in historically speaking, in historical context, uh, it referred to drink brewed without hops, but obviously nowadays hops is used almost universally. My last video was about a beer which had which was a Groot beer, which means Groot beers date back from the time before um, hop was used as a bittering agent to balance the malt and as a preservative. But then, in by the 1300s, hops had already started to be hops was starting to replace Groot and had but the next century had pretty much almost completely replaced Groot, which is a mixture of herbs instead of just one plant or of called hops. So obviously, beer in the Middle Ages was a really important part of their nutrition. It was one of the three sources of grain in 14th century England, and obviously fermented, beer and wine were a lot healthier back in the day to drink than water, because water was often really dirty back then, and you could get really sick if you drank the water from a well back in the day. So it was a lot safer, a lot safer to drink beer, and that's why even small children were given beer. So I have now poured myself a glass of this beer. By the way, I have this cute Rirakoma bottle opener. So, as you can see, it's blonde. It's blonde and a bit hazy. You can't. It's blonde, but you can't see through, which is typical. And the head is quite large and thick, and it's quite. The smell is fruity, really fruity, which is always good. Really hoppy, not hoppy, quite citric. There's a citric hint in it, and it's a bit bitter, in a good way. It's citric. It's spicy. It's perhaps a little smoky, I think. Perhaps there's a hint of smokiness in it, and then there's fruity, hoppy, spicy, and a bit smoky, which is good. Smoke, but there's smoke beer is something completely different, and that is something that I aim to cover on my channel at some point in the future. But this was it. I give this a solid 9.5. Yeah, and it's this Chimay 150. It looks like this. There's the 150 marker on the green label. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, please don't forget to leave me a like and click that subscribe button down under the video, and check my Patreon and my PayPal and Discord, etc. Bye!